Welcome back to the S&T Football Podcast. We are talking about the second round matchup between the Oregon Ducks and the Texas Tech Red Raiders, a 4 versus 5 matchup. So this is going to be a real goodie right here. Oregon, of course, coming off the slaughter of the James Madison Dukes that we saw on Saturday nights. Of course, that game was over by halftime. I told you, Tom. I told you that game was going to be quick, but a little tune-up game for Oregon, a little warm-up for them, a live practice as they go into a actual big dog in the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Of course, for Texas Tech, I mean, this is new uncharted territory for them. I mean, we've never even seen Texas Tech even get close to this kind of success before, and all of a sudden, in one offseason, they are now in the playoff. 11-1 on the year, only lost to Arizona State, and then they beat BYU twice in order to get here. So this is a real contender right here, and like you said, this is a very interesting matchup, and I can't wait to get into it. Two teams that you don't really see go against each other too often. I do remember they played each other a few years back. Tyler Shuck, who's now the quarterback for the Saints, was the quarterback in that game. I think he was on the Texas Tech side, but I remember he played for both schools, so I can't really remember. But yeah, a really good matchup coming up. So Tom, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, a good old, well, if we want to go old school, this is a Pac-12 Big 12 matchup, which I think will probably ring true here, unless Oregon decides that they want to try and bring Texas Tech into the trenches with them, which I don't know if that benefits Oregon, because I think Texas Tech, they got some guys on defense, man. They got guys like that that Texas Tech. I mean, they didn't pay, what was it, 28 point something million. They didn't pay that for nothing. They pay, what was it?
Oil money. I don't know how much oil money.
Yeah, oil money. Yeah, just bottom line, it's oil money. And all of a sudden, they're number 4 in the country, only lost to Arizona State this year, played BYU twice, beat them handily twice. And then on the other side, Oregon, their only loss of the year was to Indiana. I believe they only had one loss. Yeah. Their only loss was to Indiana, who ended up being the number 1 seed in the conference and going undefeated, winning the Big Ten. So Oregon's got a good resume. I'd say Texas Tech has a solid resume. I don't know. I mean, in comparison, I don't know if it's as good as Oregon's, but Oregon, we talked about this slightly before we started this episode. It's the Orange Bowl, which is in Miami. So we have Oregon traveling all the way to Miami, and compared to you're traveling from Lubbock, Texas to Miami, which it's a lot shorter flight from Texas to Miami than from Oregon to Miami. So the combatant to that is, I'll play devil's advocate against myself here, is Oregon has traveled all over the country all year. So they're used to going. They went across the country to Penn State. They went across the country again a couple weeks later to Rutgers. They've been to Iowa, which isn't all the way across the country, but Oregon to Iowa is not a short amount of distance. They went to, and then, no, that was it. Yes. Oh, and Northwestern, that's right. Yeah, which is even farther than Iowa. So, Chicago, Oregon to Chicago, again, not a small flight. And those games, they didn't have as much free time to fly down, which Cezanne also, he pointed that out to me. He goes, well, they'll be there probably a week before. So it's not quite the same, but again, if they've been able to fly across the country and beat Penn State, when Penn State, again, let's not forget, at the time, I'm a big component of, at the time, Penn State had full playoff hopes. They honestly probably expected to make the playoffs. They were just, what seed are we going to be? Ended up falling after Oregon flew across the country to beat them. So good win there. And then Iowa was also a good gritty win, flying halfway across the country, winning in bad weather. So I don't think Oregon flying to Miami and playing in beautiful weather and getting there plenty early is going to affect them. I honestly, this is a big question mark game for me, because I love Texas Tech's defense, and I love Oregon's offense. So it's just going to be a battle of the Titans. Texas Tech also has a really good offense, and Oregon has a really good defense. But I think like the heavyweights for both teams is going to be Texas Tech's defense versus Oregon's offense, which is going to be, like you said, you better sit in front of your TV and watch and see what happens because I have no idea in this game what is going to happen. Man, like I guess if I had to pick, I guess I would take the over. But the only reason Oregon even let up 34 points to James Madison is because they put in their second and third strings at halftime. They didn't even play their starters in the second half. So yeah, I guess I don't know. Like I genuinely don't know. I guess I want to say the only reason I would say give me Oregon is because we've talked about this before. Oregon gets a warm-up game against James Madison and Texas Tech has to take a week off. And it throws you off your schedule because Texas Tech played in the Big 12 championship too. So they only got that's only 1 week, right? They only get 1 week off really. But then the second game, well, it's not until January 1st anyway. So it's going to be more than 1 week, which I think is just weird to me because we're not even going to see games this Saturday. The next game's not going to be until next Wednesday. Or, yeah, right? Yeah, it'd be next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
playoff game. Yeah.
it's I didn't even realize. I thought it was just going to be 1 week away, but no, they're waiting until New Year's Eve and New Year's Day to do these games. Which
Mm.
if you're a team that's on a bye week, if you have injuries, it's great, but at the same time, it's not good because it's like if you look at Oregon, Oregon had that tune-up game. And so then Oregon probably already got the Oregon had played a game and they probably got like 3 to 4 days off. So they're fine. Like they're not like if you play in the first round, you're fine. If you have unless somebody tears an ACL, breaks a leg, you're good. If you sprain an ankle and you have a week and a half to just fully rehab, recover, ice, everything like that, you're fine. So, I mean, I think Oregon wins this game just based on the fact that they had a nice little tune-up game. Or again, I said this in the preview to the playoffs. Oregon has the best path. They got the worst team to start, and we saw what they did, 34-3 at halftime. Then they put in the backups, and now they get a little extra time off after having a game and then they play Texas Tech, who by technicality is I guess Miami, but by technicality, that's the best team you could have played after playing in the first round. So I, I like Oregon just based on those facts, but again, big question mark game. That's a quote from Cezanne as well. Big question mark game. So we'll see what happens. But if I had to pick, give me Oregon, and I don't think it's going to be by a lot. It's it's not going to be by a lot. Yeah, it's either yeah. That's all I got to say. Cezanne, take us home.
Good stuff from you there, Tom. Yes, I agree with almost everything you said there. And I think it's very interesting because Texas Tech is still being, I mean, it makes sense because like I said before, we've never seen Texas Tech in these conversations before. I mean, I don't even think I mentioned Texas Tech before in any kind of conversation about the playoff or even like the Big 12 championship at that. Like Texas Tech has not been relevant in football for several years now. I mean, I can't really remember the last time they were that relevant. I mean, okay, Patrick Mahomes probably, yeah. Patrick Mahomes, and
And even,
then they were
but even, yeah,
7-5, 6-6 team. So like they still were not that good, even with having one of the goats on their team. So this is the first time I think Texas Tech has really been in these championship conversations, and that's really cool to see. But I think also people are still kind of underestimating Texas Tech. I doubt a lot of people around the country watched much of Texas Tech football this year. Just with them being in the Big 12, playing against, the Big 12 is a very competitive conference, but they're not like the headliners of the SEC and the Big 10 and stuff like that. Not everybody's tuned into Kansas and Oklahoma State and TCU and teams like that, right? So I don't think Texas Tech has really got the national attention, even with the season they've had. So this is probably going to be like one of the first times that they are really like being watched by everyone across the country. Like everyone is going to be tuned in on Texas Tech, and just from what I've seen, I've watched a few games. I've watched them play BYU twice. I watched both of those games. Uh, End of the Arizona State game. I watched him play Kansas State, I believe. So I've seen a few Texas Tech games this year. This defense, oh my goodness, like this defense is for real. Like I watched, okay, when I was watching the Big 12 championship and I just saw them just devouring the BYU Cougars, I was like, in my head, I was thinking this defense could probably hang in the SEC. Like the way they are playing right now, they could hang in the SEC. I wouldn't put it past them to hang against teams like I mean I don't want to go too crazy, but Oklahoma or teams like LSU's and the Floridas and the Arkansas and all of them. Like I think they could hang for sure. Like this defense is really really good. They have two really good linebackers. One of them was in the Heisman race. That just tells you all you need to know about a linebacker being in the Heisman race. Like I don't remember the last time a linebacker was even close to winning a Heisman. So, like studs. And on offense, no slacks either. The quarterback is really good. Morton,
Can
Barry.
I can I just say the rankings for Texas Tech's defense real quick?
Go ahead, because they're probably really.
Just I was gonna say just so people like it's don't just take our word for it. These are stats. So total defense, also known as yards allowed per game, third nationally at 254 yards a game. Scoring defense, also third nationally at 10.9 points per game. Rush defense, yards allowed, first, only 68.5 yards per game. And then defense success rate, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I believe that means 3 and out or making the other team punt. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but they're fourth nationally at 66.6%. So I believe that means 2 out of 3 times the other team has the ball, Texas Tech makes them punt. Now I'm not exactly sure, but now just that's my best interpretation of defense success rate. But just so people know, like we're not making this up. Their defense is good. But I'll let you finish now.
No, thank you, Tom. Those are some really good stats there to corroborate what I'm saying right now. Because yes, this Texas Tech defense is for real, and uh, I think going into this game, not only will this be probably the hardest game that Texas Tech has played, but it might be the hardest game that Oregon has played because, I mean, aside from Indiana, I mean, of course, Indiana, right? But like this Texas Tech defense, like other than that Indiana game, I don't know if there's another team that has a defense like them. And the way they have shut down everyone, like they have literally shut down everyone on their schedule, other than the Arizona State game. Like they shut down BYU twice, and then everybody else on their schedule pretty much got slaughtered. Like this Texas Tech team has not really been challenged, other than that one loss where their starting quarterback got hurt. And they still almost won that game. So like this Texas Tech team has not really been challenged up to this point like that. So this will obviously be their hardest game in Oregon, of course. But Oregon on the other side, I mean, other than Indiana, have they played a team that's going to show up like Texas Tech is? Because this defense is for real, and I think Dante Moore could be in for one of the hardest games he's played all season with this defense because you're not just going to run or throw all over this defense. Like they're good in both aspects, as you talked about, like with the stats. Like you can't just run all over them or pass all over them. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to figure something out, but it's not going to be easy points, going up against them. So I'm very interested to see the matchups there because I think Texas Tech's quarterback could be in for a rough time as well, going up against the Oregon defense. I mean, that's probably one of the better defenses he's seen all year. Other than like a BYU or I don't know anybody who would really be up to that caliber. But this Oregon defense is also for real, as we all know. So I think this is probably going to be on the lower scoring side. I know we see these teams and we think points, but I think it might be a lower scoring game, maybe like a 20 to 14, 17 to 10 type thing. I don't know, but I think points might be hard to come by. And it might come down to whoever just can, put a drive or two together and, pull away in the end, because these defenses are going to be they're going to be on it all night. I don't see any slowing down on that side of the ball. Like, both of these pass rushes are heavy, and they got good back ends as well. So for my prediction, I think this is probably one of the hardest ones to pick. I think it could go either way. I think this is definitely a pick'em type game. Um, you want to go with the name brand and Oregon, and with the success and with the the caliber and all that. But I would not be surprised if the Red Raiders shocked the world and ended up advancing to the semifinals here. So I don't know. I think it go either way. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. Honestly, I think this defense is just it's just something different about them. And if they show up, if they play the way they played in that Big 12 championship, Oregon's offense is gonna be in for a rough day. I mean, it's not gonna be easy at all. So I, it could go either way. I mean, I'm not confident in my pick, but give me the Red Raiders in a shocker.
All right.